As Scott Peterson fights for a new trial tonight, his former Modesto home where he and Lacey once lived is now back on the market.
CBS 13's Laura Hafley is outside the home tonight with the family who toured the home today, not knowing its sinister history.
This quiet, unsuspecting street in Modesto, once home to Scott Peterson, a tragedy that took place 20 years ago, now back in the limelight. Peterson's case could be retried, and his former home is back on the market. For the fifth time since 2002, the most infamous home in Modesto is back on the market.
It just brought me back to the day that we heard about it.
Modesto realtor Bian Henriksen lived in town and remembers the day Scott Peterson was arrested for allegedly killing his wife and unborn son.
You know, she was pregnant at the time. I was pregnant at the exact same time. We were due at the same time.
Not knowing 20 years later she'd be showing their home to buyers, only learning of the home's history from her client in the middle of their appointment.
We were just walking through it, and my client said this was the same street as the Peterson home, and then he looked it up, and it was the same home. It was Scott Peterson's.
Did you ever imagine 20 years ago, hearing that story for the first time, that you would actually be stepping foot inside of his home?
Never, ever. Yeah. No, not at all.
Though neither Henriksen nor her client are fazed by the brick house's backstory. Has that changed your opinion of possibly moving here?
For me, no. It hasn't. I mean, the only thing that I would worry about is people that are looky-loos driving by, and I'm not worried about bad mojo or anything like that.
Local housing analyst Ryan Lundquist says bad vibes haven't been a factor so far.
Each time it sold fairly quickly.
Lundquist says given the current market and the home's asking price of just over $450,000, the property will sell fast.
So on average, last month, properties sold in about 16 days, but half the properties took 7 days or fewer to sell. And so if this one's priced right, then it should probably be in contract, at some point next week.
The housing analyst we spoke to says there's no legal requirement for realtors to explain this home's backstory to buyers, though it's likely they will always disclose that information.